Back, back
Back.
again.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Vaughn.
I'm Rachel, and we are your hosts for our podcast.
Between
How you
us,
feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Another very productive Sunday. Thank God for another one.
Mhm.
So, I'm ready to tackle another beautiful episode with my beautiful fiance.
I
How you
love you.
feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm still trying to, get off some Thanksgiving weight. How was your birthday?
Oh man. So look, y'all, my birthday was amazing. Like I literally did everything that I said I wanted to do and got everything that I needed. So that by far in my book is the best birthday ever. Especially, turning 31. Like
Mhm.
I think the older I got, the more I just started to realize that it's all about the small things. It's
Mm.
not about like the big shit. So
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative, baby, and thank you for making that possible.
You're welcome. I'm glad you had a good, relaxing birthday and you got to do all the things you wanted.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, I think it's funny though because you were talking about as you get older, you don't really want to do anything except lay in bed and watch TV.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
glad you enjoyed yourself in Stranger Things.
Oh yeah. Shout out to all my Stranger Things fans out there. I already got my ticket for the little theater premiere.
You enjoy.
But
You enjoy.
yeah, no, it was definitely a great series. So
That's
looking
good.
forward to this Christmas. So
Yeah. And that's coming up.
yeah.
And then
19,
right
18
after
days.
that, time is flying.
Yeah.
Because right after Christmas, then we're hop, skipping, and jumping straight into our cruise to Mexico.
Mm.
So we'll get into that.
Whew.
It's gonna be
That's
fun.
gonna be, man, so refreshing, so relaxing, all that good shit.
That is the holiday trip I'm waiting on. That's my
Absolutely.
Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Like
That's
y'all can.
our Christmas
You're
gift. What you
right.
mean?
You're right. You're right. I'm with you when you're right. Like y'all can take this snow because
Yeah. Yeah,
being down
let
south for so
it's in the
long.
background.
I love that for us. This episode, babe, is what we taught ourselves that our parents couldn't.
Yeah,
And it's not what our parents didn't, but what our parents
couldn't
couldn't.
do.
Right.
And we learned, the older that we got, that becoming a parent is a learning process as you go.
Man.
And your kids are going to evolve, so are you.
Hmm.
But it's all about being able to give them some of the things that you felt like you missed out on,
Right.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
So this segment, well, this episode is mainly geared towards the things that we felt like we missed, but we're actually going to capitalize on those type of things as we're raising Aiden.
Facts. I feel like, there's generational blessings and generational curses.
Absolutely.
So, things that you learn from your parents hopefully are things that you can pass on, and things that you didn't like from your parents hopefully
Hmm.
you can eliminate and break those curses in that bloodline.
Absolutely.
um I do want to start off by saying realize that your parents are human too,
Hmm.
and it is
Hmm.
also their first time living.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
think, as you grow older, you really start to give your parents more grace because you start to see them as the person that they are rather than the superhero that you thought that they were whenever you were a
Absolutely.
kid. So I
Absolutely.
want to ask you, at what point did you realize, wow, my parents are not like superheroes?
I think it was when I finally had hit like that young adult age, so like 19 or 20.
Yeah, it's a sweet
And
spot.
I was able to like have like those like true adult conversations with my parents.
Mhm.
And I really got like a better sense of, the type of people that they were, the type of things that they endured when they were younger,
Mhm.
that kind of shaped their mindsets and the things that they, ended up doing later on in life, the older that they got.
Right.
But I think being able to like, get older, that helped me understand because I knew that there were, challenges that I had to face being a young adult
Mhm.
that I wanted to get their perspective on. And I think we really had, found that common ground in the middle.
Right.
Like we were able to share a lot of different experiences and I really got to see them in a different light.
Yeah.
So I truly appreciated, the fact that I got older, went through some things. Now I could come to the table and kind of get a better perspective from them, knowing that they had went through some of those X amount of challenges that I was facing.
Facts. That's solid. I kind of feel like it was like that for me.
Hmm.
When you get to that age, it's like a little bit after puberty when you realize maybe
Yeah,
my parents do know what they're talking about. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Because I think well, if you were anything like me growing up, a little hard headed, you have a tendency to just. You remember that that character off of Charlie Brown that just be like womp 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 womp.
So the funny thing is, I know Charlie Brown, but I was never like the hugest like
Oh my
person to like
gosh.
know like all the characters. I know
Okay.
Snoopy, Charlie Brown, all that
No
good stuff.
worries. There's this
Yeah.
character on there. Well, actually, all the adults, they make all the adults, like whenever they talk, they're like
Okay.
womp 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 womp. And I
Mm.
feel like a lot of my, adolescent years I went through kind of hearing that "want, want, want" because I was so hard-headed and so
Mhm.
strong-willed and wanting to, learn things for myself and on my own.
Mhm.
So, getting to that place where life really hits you hard and you don't have a choice but to look at your parents for that advice and guidance, that was
Absolutely.
the turning point for me when I was like, maybe you do know what you're talking about. And now,
Absolutely.
my mom is my best friend. Like
Mhm.
that's my go-to. Before I
Absolutely.
talk to, some friends, I'll probably talk to my mama first, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's how the way it's supposed to be, honestly, man.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, your parents are the very first people that you met in this world.
Mhm.
So if you can't, go to them for certain advice and things like that. And I understand that everybody's situation with their parents is probably different.
For sure.
Thank God that we still have our parents and we were able to like establish good relationships with our parents and our parents being open and vulnerable with certain situations and things like that. So it's really a blessing in itself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like those are supposed to be our go tos
Yeah.
because, we are entering life and going through different challenges that they probably already had surpassed. And, when Aiden gets of age, we want him to come to us for certain situations because your peers, they're going to have their perspective on things.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I don't think nothing can compare to the type of perspective that your parent can give you.
Absolutely. For sure.
Mhm.
And that leads me to the first question of our segment, which is how were emotions handled in your household growing up?
Mm. So my parents, they both kind of grew up in a similar fashion. And what I mean by that is they really didn't have like the outlet to really express themselves when they did have like, those challenging moments of anger, things like that.
Hmm.
So I think that, you know, them going into their parenthood, we technically didn't have like that same type of outlet.
Mm.
So when we did get mad at each other, things like that, it wasn't like a true expression
Mm.
or a true outlet for us to talk about how the way we felt in those moments. It
Mm.
was more of, all right, it happened. All right, we about to move on and just act like, the shit didn't happen.
Mm.
So, growing up, that was something that I thought was normal.
Mm.
But the more I started to expand myself in different spaces, different circles, things like that, I started to realize that it makes more sense to be able to address the way that you feel in certain situations in order for you to surpass that.
Mm.
So I think for me growing up, that was kind of the biggest thing that I wish we would have been able to really establish in our household.
Yeah.
But that was something that we kind of had missed the mark on.
You say miss the mark. At what point did you realize
Mhm.
that you weren't comfortable with the way that emotions were being handled in your household?
I think it was when I finally had got into a relationship
Mm.
with the previous person where like we had got to like a point where like we had to like discuss the way that we felt in certain things.
Yeah.
And I think like going through that helped me become a better person with being able to explain certain situations a little bit more thoroughly.
Yeah.
But I do give all the credit to you because you allowed me to have that space in order for me to be able to elaborate a lot more with the way I was feeling. But I coined the time where I really like seeing that revelation was when I became like 21 or 22, where I really started to like realize that I didn't have like a true accurate outlet for me to express the way I felt in certain situations with my family. And I know that most things literally starts in the household. So if you're not able to be, a well-rounded person in your home, once you become an adult, some of those things that you didn't learn at home, you have to learn now on the fly being an adult.
That's true.
So that was something that I knew that I didn't have at home
Mhm.
that I wish I did. But, just saying that at the end of the day, our parents are not perfect and they were going through a learning experience just like how the way I was as well.
Exactly.
So I always, coin it back to the fact that if they didn't have it, how are they supposed to know how to give it to us?
Hmm.
So that was kind of the situation that we were in.
Got you. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Hmm.
It makes a lot of sense. How it carves you out to be the person that you are today, for sure.
Going into the next question, what did you have to teach yourself about control, communication, and conflict?
The way that emotions were handled in my house growing up was my mom was very overexpressive
Hmm.
and my dad was not so much. But whenever it came to communication, my mom was very much address things in a moment.
Hmm.
Um and now I think about it, my dad was too, but it was always my mom first. And I realized
I see where you get that
that's exactly where I get it from. It's like as soon as it happens, we're gonna talk about it
Yeah.
because she has always instilled in me that life is too short to be walking around with a bad attitude. Like
Hmm.
I could be mad at you right now and then die 5 minutes later. And our last words were getting upset over something so, minor.
No, that's real.
Whenever it came to communication, I had to teach myself, well, unlearn
Hmm.
that I don't have to address everything in the moment.
Hmm.
Um, Especially when it comes to collaborating with somebody else's communication styles like yourself.
Hmm.
Um, and as far as resolving conflicts, really just being patient and understanding. And you've taught me to take the time to put myself in other people's shoes. I feel like
Hmm.
that's one of your best qualities is you're
Hmm.
able to take yourself out of a situation and
Hmm.
put yourself in somebody else's same shoes so that way you can see exactly where they're coming from and learn from it. So
Hmm.
for me, those have been, the things I've had to unlearn and things that I've had to teach myself. What about for you?
Um, I think for me, kind of going back, it was
Mhm.
definitely learning how to express myself in moments where I feel like I'm angry and I don't agree with certain things.
Mhm.
I think growing up, I learned how to really just tell myself that my opinion and my words don't matter,
Mm.
and I just need to go with the flow.
Mm.
And that was something that I truly had to unlearn. And I think I done said this like a multitude of times, but like it's like a true thing that I'm still in the ongoing process of learning
Yeah.
how to like truly speak up for myself, how to like truly like navigate certain situations that's not for me and
Right.
like, speak on those things. But I think growing up, conflict resolution was definitely something that we never dealt with.
Mm.
Just like I said previously, if any conflict came up in our household, we wouldn't address it right then and there. I don't think we would ever address it because it was just one of those things where it was just like it happened, move on. Now we're back to being, buddy buddy.
Question: did
Yeah.
you ever want to address it, or was everybody just comfortable with not?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of things that
Okay.
I wanted to address,
Mhm.
but just kind of going off of the basis of how the way I know that my family operated, like it didn't make sense because I felt like tensions would probably get back to that heightened experience of what it was whenever the situation happened.
Mhm.
So in order to not really, have that conflict come about,
Mhm.
we would just leave it at that and then just try to move on. But knowing me and the way that I am, like I want to talk about it and get it out. That way I don't have like those harboring feelings of negativity towards that person. Because at some point, even though like, yeah, we probably had figured out a way to like get over it, sometimes you're not truly over it. Like
Yeah.
it's still lingering inside of you
Absolutely.
and you don't really know like why that is,
It's a
but it's
grudge.
always stemmed from the fact that you didn't have the opportunity to talk about it right then and there.
Right.
So I think that unlearning that particular situation has helped me become a way better person overall. But I do want my family to get to a point where we can, talk about certain things in that moment. And I know it's going to start with me, but I do try to extend that effort out to my family as
Yeah.
well of us being able to like we're all adults now.
Right.
Like my youngest sister is 23.
Yeah.
So like we're all adults,
Mhm.
have families, kids, like the whole nine.
It's time.
So like it's time for us to like come to the table and being able to address these things in a more accurate way.
Mhm.
That way we don't have like these negative harboring feelings towards each other. Cause I
Yeah.
know that we do, but even though like we do love each other at the end of the day, we do have a little bit of animosity when it comes to certain things. So
Yeah. Not only that, but until it's talked about and put on the forefront on how everybody feels,
Yeah.
these same communication tactics are just going to continuously be passed down.
Hmm.
Not over here.
Yeah.
And I do want to touch on that as well.
Hmm.
How do you think our collaborative effort on communication styles and how we handle emotions are going to impact our son's life?
I think they're going to be a positive impact on his life. Reason being is because he's able to be exposed to two different styles, but two
Hmm.
different styles that have been able to work. And I think
And able
allowing,
to work. I like that.
I
Yes.
think him also having the space to express himself has always been something that I wish I had, and I know that you wish that you had in certain spaces. But the fact that he has that is truly going to make him more all around than we ever were.
Yeah.
But then, too, giving him another perspective of if you are in a space where like you can't really express yourself right then and there, and there's like a lot of tensions that's built up,
Hmm.
being able to walk away from the situation and then
Right.
come back to it. You don't
That's
always have
important.
to address it right then and there. And that's something that I feel strongly about, and that I've been able to kind of rub off on you a little bit
Oh, for
in
sure.
that instance.
Yeah.
But I think that that's going to be something that truly allows him to be a very all-around man,
Hmm.
because I had said this before, but we can never really truly get out what we need in that moment of tension,
Hmm.
because we're going to say some things that we don't mean.
Right.
So it always makes sense for you to go into that situation with a more cool, calm head
Hmm.
and then try to resolve that situation. But I
Yeah.
think his conflict resolution is going to be like top tier for real.
And I hope so
Mhm.
because I also realize as parents, you could do the best you
Yeah.
possibly can.
Yeah.
And
They
your
still gonna turn out
kids,
like whichever way they feel is best for
whatever
them.
way they feel is best, you
Yeah.
can do as much as you possibly can.
No, that's
But at
real.
the end of the day, where we might have succeeded in an area, he
Yeah.
might have felt lacked in an area, and he
Yeah.
would be on his own podcast telling his story. And we have to be okay with that. As
Absolutely.
long as you do the best you can, though.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I do feel like given that we both have our own separate ways of handling things,
Hmm.
it's going to curate him in ways that is going to be magical to see in real time because it's
Hmm.
like a piece of both of us.
Hmm.
Like he's really the creation between us. See what
Facts.
I did there?
Yeah. That was fire. I like
Thank you,
that.
baby. And I do want to ask, like, what did you think love looked like whenever you were growing up?
I think love to me was an expression of getting things done in a particular fashion. So like my dad, he was the person that pretty much like was the breadwinner in the family.
Same.
So like seeing him like pay for things and like get us things, like I think it was more of like a materialistic type of thing that I identify love with, because
Hmm.
that's what made us feel happy. Like when my
Hmm.
dad bought us things, like we
Yeah.
always felt happy in that
Of
moment.
course.
Or vice versa, like when he would take us places and things like that still required him to spend his money.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see my mom kind of like get into like the workforce and things like that until like my senior year in high school. Um, but at the same time, like when they both kind of came together with finances and things like that, it was kind of weird in the moment
Hmm.
because it was something that was new to my mom. So like she kind of had like her own found freedom of, being able to spend her money and not have to ask my dad for it or whatever the case may be. But I will say that materialistic things was kind of like my identification of love until I became older and
Hmm.
then started having my own relationships where it required me to expand that level of explanation of what love was
Hmm.
into me trying to figure out what my love language was,
Hmm.
but also what that person love language was.
Hmm.
So, what about you?
Love, what I thought love was growing up was two people in one household with a white picket fence and the golden retriever like the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this. Because I had a two-parent consistent household growing
Hmm.
up, I don't think I put that much emphasis on what love really looks like. It wasn't
Hmm.
something that I sat and pondered because I had a pretty good example of it growing up.
Yeah.
Um But yeah, I just always assumed it was like the movies. But as I grew older, I
Hmm.
realized, for myself and my own relationship, the key components that make love what it is holistically, which is, love is patient, love is kind, love
Hmm.
is wholesome, love is
Hmm.
compromise. So,
Hmm.
all the tools that I had to learn in my own relationships,
Hmm.
that's when, that true learning experience started to take place for me, for sure.
Absolutely. You definitely said a word because I think our parents are a pretty good example of like the foundation.
Hmm.
But I think it really does take for you to go out and experience love from like different angles
Yeah,
in order for you to truly like put the pieces together of what love is actually going to be an identification for you,
facts.
because our parents' love isn't the same type of love that we exemplify for us.
Hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that most couples could probably attest to that. Their love for their significant other is probably a little bit different than the way that their parents exemplified that. But
Hmm.
that's completely fine as long as the foundation was set in some type of way. It's the way
Absolutely.
I look at
As long as it works for you, as
it.
long as it's healthy
Yeah.
and you're able to sleep at night happy. So, honestly,
Facts.
we are on
Facts.
to segment two,
Okay.
which is what would you do? What you
Um,
got?
you discipline your child with communication and consequences. Your parents believe in fear-based discipline and says you're raising a soft kid. What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
What's a soft kid?
Exactly.
I'll say this. I feel like I know that a lot of our parents were raised in a generation of the main form of discipline and getting through a child and their mind frame was by whooping them.
Mhm.
And I have different views on this. I don't whip my child.
Yeah.
What I do is effective communication.
Mhm.
My now, when he was 2 years old, that was a different
Little
question.
pop pop.
A little pop pop, a little flick, a little pinch, a lot of
Yeah.
little things. But
Yeah. Just them terrible tools,
right, them terrible twos, man, like you better walk around with a paint stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, the age that he's at now, we're
Mhm.
able to conduct a very conclusive conversation that
Mhm.
is effective.
Mhm.
And you don't need to like whop your kids over the head with a belt to get
Mhm.
them to cry. My words can make my child cry.
You've been able to effectively get your point across without using the physical and being able to use the mental
Thank you.
capacity of your child.
You see, you just
And
saved me.
I truly value that because looking at the way that you mother and the relationship that you have with Aiden, like no knock to my mom, and I love my mom to death. Like I give my life for my mom, but I truly wish that that was the type of you know situation that we were able to have, because I definitely grew up in a household where like you do wrong, you get your ass whooped, and that's that.
Yeah.
But being able to talk to your child about why they got their ass whooped because of that particular situation, or taking it a little step further, being able to have that conversation first.
Mhm.
And then, like, if things ain't going the way that it's supposed to go, and I continuously keep doing wrong when we already just had this conversation,
Mhm.
now I think that deserves, a little bit of a popping, because you're not really connecting the dots on the things that we done talked about.
Yeah.
So it could go from all right, I need to take this, take that, in order for me to get the message across, or I may have to, give you a little whooping in order for you to like, connect the dots. I think in most cases, it should take for us to have those conversations with our child, because they are little humans that's going through life as well. And that was something that you really opened my eyes to, because the household that I came from, like I had a very skewed perspective of if a child is doing wrong, they need their ass whooped.
Yeah.
And I knew that there was a way to like do it in a proper way
Mhm.
and still have like a conversation afterwards.
Yeah.
But I think now I don't even like really like the whole fact of like even getting to that point of like giving them a whooping, because is not truly effective.
There are more effective ways to get through your child
Yeah.
besides putting your hands on them.
Hmm.
And my child has the utmost respect for us. Now
Hmm.
he's still 7 years old, and that mouse
Exactly.
still is smart.
Yeah.
But best believe,
Yeah. Yeah.
best believe,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess, to answer the question, is he a soft kid or is he just more emotionally intelligent than you are? And you don't like that
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
because that's what I'm raising.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's more valid than anything because that kid right there can talk to you and elaborate so many emotions than some of the people that I know that's my age
Hello.
or like in their 20s.
Hello.
Like truly. And
Yeah.
he's 7.
Yeah.
So like the sky's the limit for him, but kudos and praises literally go to you,
Thank you,
Mimi,
baby.
everybody,
Thank
because
you.
it took a true village for him to get to that point of where he's at.
It does.
And like I said, sky's the limits to where he's gonna go beyond here because he's only 7
Yeah.
and he's already conducting himself as if he's already 20.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine like what his teens and his 20s are gonna look like for him.
Man, I just hope whoever he ends up with is
Yeah,
prepared.
yeah, yeah.
Cause
He
he
gonna
can
get his point across
yeah,
as
cause
well.
he can communicate. Y'all gonna have a very healthy relationship. I'm gonna ask you,
Okay.
what would you do?
All right.
One partner levels up financially and upgrades their life, and the
Mm-hmm.
other can't afford to keep up and feels insecure and left behind. What the hell would you do?
Mm-hmm. I'm the type of person where I can't shine unless everybody around me is shining.
Mm,
So like I'll be damned if I'm able to upgrade my lifestyle and my significant other is not matching that same type of lifestyle. Like the selfishness in that is like beyond me.
insane.
But, you know, to each their own. Everybody has like their own situations. But I know for me, if my lifestyle changed, your lifestyle is about to change as well. Like
Ooh.
if I have to, cut out certain things for myself in order for me to get you at that level as well, like we're both gonna be at that level. Like I'm not just gonna have myself there. And I think that's something that I learned from my mom because when one of us gets something, we all got
All of
something.
us. She don't play
And
about
like,
that.
you feel me?
Yeah.
Like even when it came to my friends and shit like that. So like that was instilled in us.
Yeah.
So like anytime I get something, my family gets it. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
there's never gonna be a time where like I'm able to elevate and you're not elevating and AJ is not
That's
elevating. You
insane.
feel me? Like
That would
that's real
be
shit though. Like
no,
I
that's
could
it.
never do no shit
You
like that.
answered that so well. But I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around like people who actually can like
Yeah.
go through that. Like what do you mean?
I seen this, but from a different perspective, like it was a woman who had leveled up, had got that next level in her job and things like that.
Yeah.
And, the guy, he had been like trying his hardest to like, get to that next level and things like that, but it just didn't work out. But now, since she was able to, get that new career, everything like that, more bread in her bank account, it was like an imbalance. Like she's looking at him like, well, like that's on you. Like I'm like, damn, like that's tough. So like I can't say that, you know, certain people don't go through that because they
Yeah.
definitely do. But I think it takes for a person to like really take themselves out of that situation and look at it from a perspective of if I got it, we all got it.
Yeah.
Like you can't elevate your family if you're the only person that's like truly holding them back
Yeah.
because I've definitely had raises and things like that, and you're on the verge of getting those raises. But what the hell type of person would I look like not being able to like do and give back and like really help my family the best that I can, knowing that I've had these multitude of blessings in order for me to do that.
Yeah. The
Like that
way
shit
I
is wrong.
way I feel about it, especially and this information varies
Hmm.
based on the relationship that you're
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
I
Facts,
want to be very
facts,
clear on that.
facts. Yeah. I think, like I said, it truly boils down to the person, their intentions, and the way that they want to go about the situation for the greater good of both of them.
Yeah.
like I said, you can be in a relationship if you still have very selfish traits, very selfish mindsets, because you are in your own way, but you are in your whole family's way as well.
What is the quote that Kadima and Deval always say? Is it
It's
we over
we over
me?
me,
Exactly.
we over me.
That's very important.
It is.
Especially, taking into account your significant other that was your helpmate
Hmm.
and your motivation and
Hmm.
your confidant while you were reaching these new levels.
Yeah,
Like, how selfish
yeah.
would you have to be like, all right, finally made it to the top. Appreciate you.
Now you figure it
Hey,
out too for yourself.
hey, be safe.
Like, damn.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah. It's a whole new level though,
That
but
is a whole
you
new
know,
level of
God
selfishness.
bless those people that have to go through that situation because at the end of the day, y'all deserve better.
Yeah,
And you definitely got to get yourself out of a situation like that, like truly.
yeah.
So we're gonna dive into segment 3,
Which is,
our mirror moment.
ooh,
So I'll kick us off. What is one lesson you proud that you taught yourself?
one lesson that I'm proud that I've taught myself is not to let people play with me.
Mm,
I feel
clock
like
that.
clock that. I, I feel like I don't know at what point it happened, but there was
Mm,
a point in my
I can tell
life.
you what point.
Go ahead, tell me. What was that point where I
It was
just
the
said,
point when you became an assistant manager
"Oh,
and
you're right."
you had older coworkers that used to play with
Oh,
your top.
oh. I'm so happy I tell you everything and you remember
And it got
everything.
to a point, I remember you were saying that you had a manager that
Mhm.
would literally put you in those heated like situations in order to get you to that point where you just like, hey,
Yes.
look, I earned this shit.
Yes.
I'm in this spot because of who I am and what the
Yes.
fuck I bring to the table. So if
Mhm.
you don't like it, walk your ass out that door.
Whoo, that you know what? I thank you
Hmm.
because there I was like, when did I become that
Yeah.
person? And
That's when you became her.
I became her whenever I was 20 years old
Hmm.
and I was the youngest at my job
Yeah.
and I had just started
Yeah.
and I was promoted to assistant manager in a very short amount of time.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm a very nice, unfortunate people pleaser person.
Hmm.
And I like to very kindly say things and hope that people are able to be grown adults and conduct themselves in manners to which it
Facts.
gets the job done.
Yeah.
That was not the case.
Yeah.
People really played in my face to the
Yeah.
point where it would nearly have me in tears. Like
Yeah.
being young in management, managing people way older than you is not for the weak.
It's not.
And I gotta give my kudos to my previous manager because she literally pushed me into the line of fire to
Hmm.
stand my ground. And
Hmm.
it got to a point I fear nothing.
Yeah.
I fear nothing. So that is, I won't say I taught myself, I was forced in those spaces,
Hmm.
but I took that same perspective from work and applied it to my life.
Hmm.
And now, like, I've gotten to a point where nobody can play with me. I feel like, and bless our parents' hearts, but
Hmm.
it's something about the older generation where they just give as many chances as possible to everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that that's one thing that I taught myself. Like, it's really a
Hmm.
I try to do a one strike, you're out, but maybe
Yeah.
three strikes.
I was about to ask you that, like,
Fool me
from
one
your
time.
perspective, how many, I guess, like, not even chances, but like, how many instances do you give somebody before, like, you do get to that level of like, all right, stop fucking playing with me?
I really feel like it varies. And
Okay.
unfortunately, I've given some people more chances than what they deserve, depending
Hmm.
on how close they are to me. I feel
Okay.
like if you're not that close, like I have a zero
Zero
patience.
tolerance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're done for. But
Okay.
like people a little closer to me, I do tend to give those more chances. But
Hmm.
having those open conversations with you,
Hmm.
and really being able to paint the wall to see in full, um, is this relationship something that's serving me?
Hmm.
And if it's not, when to go ahead and put it to the side.
Hmm.
That has helped me make that determination a lot quicker.
Hmm.
What about for you? How many chances do you feel like you
Hmm.
lend out before?
So I will say that, just kind of like, back forward, going back a little bit, the lesson that I was able to teach myself and that I'm proud of
Hmm.
is to not be a people pleaser as well.
Look at us. It's
Um,
the oldest child
yeah,
thing.
it is, bro. Like that's truly what it stems from, because it's just like you have no other choice but to like always like be in that servitude type of mindset because you are the oldest. So like a lot of the pressure is on you to like be that example, be this person, be all of this and this and that.
Right.
But I'm proud that I've taught myself that I don't have to kiss nobody ass. I don't have to be the hero in every story.
You don't.
Like as long as I know the truth and I know that I always try to like put my best foot forward for somebody and they just decided that they don't want to, conduct business or they don't want to do anything with me, that's completely fine.
Yeah.
But I think what helped me get to that point was I think me getting into like my first like big boy job as well.
Yeah.
So working at Enterprise at the time, um, I had to deal with like so many multitude of like just different customers and things like that. But shout out to an assistant manager that I had that, really put me through certain uncomfortable
Shout out to
situations.
them, man.
Shout out to them because they seen something in us that we didn't
Yeah,
see in ourselves.
that's true.
But they also knew that those moments and those opportunities will help shape us to get us to that mindset
Yeah.
that they had and that they seen for us and things like that.
Yeah.
So shout out to that assistant manager that I had that helped me like really get to that point of like helping that light bulb like actually come on in my own
Mhm.
head for situations like that because it truly came to a point where like I couldn't be the hero for every customer.
Yeah,
You just can't.
you can't.
And like there's gonna be some that like literally just won't want to deal with you.
And
And
that's
that's
okay.
completely fine too.
That's fine.
Like
Have a great day.
you gotta take it on the chin and like just move on because they're gonna be for that one person, it's probably two or three people that will, deal with you and do want to do business and things like that. But
That definitely sounds like a sales analogy too, also. It's so many fish in the sea.
yeah,
It'll be okay.
yeah. Like doing what I do now, I really had to like change my mindset on the fact that I just need so many people. You don't.
You don't.
It's really all about the quality and it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of the
Right.
people. And like you need to apply that to like situations in your personal life as well. That's something that I learned as well. But
Well, I'm glad you're learning and I'm glad you're applying. You're doing a
yeah,
great job.
absolutely.
I want to
Absolutely.
ask you next,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is one habit that you picked up from childhood that you're actively trying to break?
Mm.
So essentially a bad habit.
Sometimes it is a bit of a challenge to really enter into a conflict situation still,
Hmm.
even though like I am progressively working on like different ways to like handle conflict. But I still think like sometimes like there's something in me that like makes me feel a bowl of rage that I have to like proactively calm down.
Hmm.
So that's why like I have to like walk away from situations. But I'm trying to like proactively figure out different ways of me not getting to that boiling point. I
Mm.
know it takes a lot for me to get there, but I feel like when the situation is like just really heated,
Yeah.
like I can get there very quick. And I try not to. But I think that stems from me getting into it with like my siblings at times. Like I just get so mad that like now I'm ready to just like hit them or something like that and not like proactively talk about like why they made me mad and like all right, this is what we need to do because you're making me mad.
Mm.
Like I'm progressively working on being able to like do that.
Got you. So basically, there's certain triggers
Hmm.
that once you keep poking the bear,
Hmm.
eventually you will explode. Yeah, because
Hmm.
like I said, one of my favorite things about you is you have an abundance of patience,
Hmm.
and it's very rare to see you get to that place. And I think when you do get to that place, I'm like, who the hell is that? And
I
then
swear
on
it's not
top of
me.
that, you're a Sagittarius, so you're also very just
Yeah,
nonchalant and very chill. And I don't
yeah.
know, with me being a Leo, I don't know how you do it because we are just complete opposites on the spectrum whenever it comes to that.
I feel like since we are opposites as in certain instances, like opposites attract. I know you heard of that before.
They do.
So when you are like super bold and like just super aggressive in certain things, and then I come with like that cool, calm, like nonchalant thing, I feel like it balances out.
Yeah, we
It
play.
balances
We
out.
we got the good cop, bad cop going on. That's actually perfect for us in sales.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
yeah,
that for us.
yeah. So kind of posing that question back to you, my love. What was that one habit that you picked up from childhood that you're actively trying to break?
Thinking that the world revolves around me.
Oh man,
Right, you laughed a little too hard.
bro, that's crazy. No, because you want to know what just popped into my head,
What? What was so
bro. The
funny?
fact that you would literally tell everybody in the house, tomorrow's my birthday. You want to know something? My birthday started at the first of the month. So July 1st, you telling everybody that your birthday is on the 26th,
I
bro.
am.
Oh my
I'm also
gosh.
posting posters all over around the house and sending I'm sliding pieces of paper underneath the bathroom door to everybody in case you guys didn't know. My birthday is 3 days away.
Bro. That shit
And
is so OD.
well, I mean, okay, so to give some context,
Uh-huh.
it's my mom's fault. Like my mom
Yeah.
would give me a birthday
Shout out Mimi.
party. Shout out to my mom. She give me a birthday party. And shout out to my dad for
Hmm.
for just
Yeah.
supporting the shenanigans.
Facts.
But yes, for context, I have 11 siblings.
Mhm.
But whenever it was my birthday,
Yeah.
my mom knew that my birthday was such a big deal.
Hmm.
And I won't say it created a monster, but my birthdays would literally last a whole week and sometimes 2 weeks.
The month.
And the month. And I love that for me.
Yeah.
But it's a habit now that I'm trying to break. Well, actually, I shouldn't need to break it. Um, as you can see, it's a work in progress.
Oh my
It's something
gosh.
I'm working on.
Right.
Just learning to take myself out of the situation more and look at things from another perspective and not
Mhm.
only from my
Point of view.
point of view, from
Yeah.
my optical, because just because I believe sometimes that the world revolves around me doesn't mean I'm always right. And I have to be
Mhm.
more open to other people's opinions and,
Mhm.
their think pieces and things of that sort.
Yeah.
So,
I will agree that your birthday is very special.
thank
And
you.
it's definitely something that I've grown to appreciate a lot more because you've created that dynamic of it being a very special moment and being a very special day. So I try to take my birthday more serious than I've have, in the past couple of years
Yes,
because it is a really big thing.
it
And
is.
I'm truly glad that your parents, really made that a big deal for you guys because having X amount of kids like that, like
Hey,
it can get, lost in the sauce a
yeah,
little bit when it comes to like truly trying to celebrate each individual child's birthday. It was only four of us.
yeah.
We had great birthdays. I'm not gonna lie. Like my mom, she would literally get us a cake. We had a digital candle that
Mm,
literally had said like, each year that we turn. So like if it was me 11
that's so
or, my siblings,
cute.
things like that,
Yeah,
like we all had that digital candle for
yeah.
our cake and everything like that. So we did special things, but
I
I
know
think the
they
older I
loved you
got,
in school. I know they loved you in
oh
school.
yeah, like anytime they knew that it was
Yeah.
one of our birthdays coming up, hey,
What? We better
man,
eat good.
when your mama coming with the candy bags and the cake, she gonna be here, man.
Wow.
Like
Not
just
happy
chill.
birthday. When are we gonna be able
Yeah,
to benefit?
bro. I think that was probably like the best and the worst thing ever, bro.
Yeah.
Because like they always would expect that,
Yeah.
and it's just like, all right, man.
I
Like,
mean,
damn, like, do
hey.
y'all mess with me for me or like, just for the treats? It is what it is. But no, baby. I think that's a wonderful trait. But at the same time, I think other things have been able to like, be the thing to kind of help you shape that focus of not having like a one perspective type of mindset and
Yeah.
being able to like cultivate different perspectives when it comes to certain things.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But I do want to say thank you
Mhm.
for being the one to my parents still give me a great birthday.
Absolutely.
Um,
Every year.
but thank
Shit.
you for being the one to pick up that task now. I love that for you.
Absolutely. I love it for me too.
But I don't know, when it comes to birthdays, I feel real passionate about
Mhm.
because it's the one day where everybody gets to
Yeah.
celebrate your birth.
Mhm.
So, birthdays will always be a big deal for me. That's probably never going to change. It's going
Yeah.
to be a big deal for me, for you, and Aiden. I'm going to make sure he feels the exact same way
Oh
because
yeah.
everybody deserves to be celebrated.
Oh yeah. He knows, bruh. Like
Yeah.
I think his birthday is probably the most extravagant out of all of us.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. I'm ready to dive into the Q&As.
What you got? What's your question?
All right. So we got a couple questions from a few of our peoples out there. The first question is, I'm scared I'll never experience real love, just situationships.
You want to kick it off?
So I will say this. Um, I had this exact same type of frame of mind back in 2018.
Hmm.
Reason being is because at the time I had literally just had lost a relationship that I thought was going in the, right direction.
Right.
And it turns out, that person just had like different things that was top of mind that I couldn't fully understand at that time. It just seemed like they just wanted to leave me.
Hmm.
But I definitely had went through a series of depression. So like for at least like 3 to 4 months, some of the people that was like really close to me truly seen me act completely different. Like I was literally drinking like every day.
Wow.
Reason being is because like I just felt so sad and like just I didn't really have like a true outlet for me to turn to in order for me to like kind of get over it.
Yeah.
So like drinking was like the only way for me to like truly find like some type of zen or like peace of it. Um but I think it took for me to have like a real heart to heart situation with a mentor that I had that really told me that it's not the loss, it's the lesson. And I said this before. So I had to like really evaluate like what that lesson in that relationship was. And then moving forward, looking forward to becoming a better person, but being able to like evaluate, myself in a better light and not really turning to, relationships that's like the end all be all. I guess like, from a real love perspective, like you can find real love when you're not looking for it.
Hmm.
Like for real, like I think that was something that I had to teach myself as well. Like not always trying to look for the validation in a relationship in order for me to feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like I had to truly like go back to the drawing board and like understand myself, love myself a lot better.
Yeah.
Because it took for me doing that for me to understand that that depression was only for the fact that I didn't love myself enough.
Mhm.
I love that person more than I love me.
Right.
So I think when you really take the, trying to find real love out of the equation and knowing that you will, but it doesn't necessarily revolves around you trying to find real love in somebody else. You can find real love within yourself.
Yeah, for sure. To
So,
piggyback off of that, um, your standards aren't high enough.
mm,
I think when you settle so much for the bare minimum, you will find yourself in a lot of situationships because, you know, you're not at a place where you value yourself to know when to say yes to certain things and when to say no to certain things.
mm,
It sounds to be that you can be a little bit more acceptive of anything, just
mm,
hoping that something sticks.
mm,
You can't just keep throwing
shit at the wall
shit
and
at the wall like hopefully
yeah,
this one will stick. Like
yeah,
no, like you said though, it all starts with loving yourself more and um not looking at every person that you come across as somebody that is going to be your forever.
mm,
Like a lot of the best relationships start with the foundation as a friendship.
mm,
So instead of, trying to talk to somebody with the intent of
mm,
rushing and
mm,
getting past all these milestones that you're seeing on social media,
yeah,
what about you take the time to grow a friendship, to learn those communication types, to talk about conflict resolution, to talk
that's a
about
big one.
ways that your parents raised you, all the
Yeah,
important things. And that's how you'll come to a place where you're able to literally shift out, you're able to sift out, the good berries from the bad berries.
Mhm.
And at the end of the time, whenever the time is right, whenever God's ready for you to meet the person to align with you,
Mhm.
that's when, you will come to a place of a full, wholesome, healthy relationship.
Mhm.
But I will say, like, this generation is cooked. Yeah, the
Man.
dating scene is insane. Something I have not, I thought it was bad back when I was dating. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know what y'all got going on.
Yeah. It's a whole nother
It's
level,
different.
man. And I think it just really just comes from the fact that nobody is like truly tapped in on how to truly build genuine relationships anymore. It's more of like, what can this do for me? Oh, it can't do shit for me. All right, well, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
When it takes time to like truly build an effective relationship because it's a two-way street.
it is.
You can't be the only person receiving if you can't give.
Yeah. Not only that, like, men have an unreal expectation.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of it contributes to social media, but like
Hmm.
the expectation on men is so unfair and insane.
Hmm.
And I feel like not enough people talk about it, but too
Hmm.
many people expect it.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all want, and I'm gonna talk, but the expectations to want somebody that has it all together,
Yeah.
fund your lifestyle,
Yeah.
be emotionally sound. Like, that's okay to have standards and things that you want, but at the same time, you have to be realistic and also
Hmm.
understand that a lot of these things you're going to have to build with that person. You
Hmm.
can't just expect the cake to come to you already made. Like, sometimes you
Hmm.
want the perfect person, and
Hmm.
God's going to give you the ingredients to make the cake. He's not just going to hand
Hmm.
it to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel for the men out there. I feel for the women out. I feel for all of y'all. Like, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Nah, facts.
It's terrible.
Facts, facts. I'll say this, and I truly appreciate that perspective that you had, baby, because it is like wild out there for like if you're 19 and you're seeing like some of the shit that other 19-year-olds are probably able to do, or like some dudes that's probably like in their 20s and their 30s and shit like that. What they fail to like really show is like the grind, like the sleepless nights, like the sacrifices, the this and this and that of what it really took to like get to that end result. We're not really showing like everything in between. So like when I was 19, seeing some of the things on social media and shit like that, like hell yeah, I felt down on myself because I'm like, fuck, I'm 19. Like I know people that's 20 or 21 that's like, renting out mansions and all this other shit. But I had to like really come to that realization that my time isn't meant for me to be doing all that shit right now. My time is for me to start building. It's time for me to start, understanding different things so I can get to that level. And that is like the true defeat of joy comparison.
Comparison is a thief of joy.
It is.
Yeah,
So, shout out to all the young men out there, the young women, that does have those aspirations of wanting better for themselves. But you have to like really take the social media shit in moderations. Like you can't overconsume that shit because it can really skew your mindset on some of the things that's not realistic at all.
log out.
Yeah,
Log out,
yeah,
lock in, hone
yeah,
in, and focus. Like,
yeah.
if you find yourself scrolling to the point where each time you're scrolling, your timeline is full of things that make you envious rather than motivated, you're
Mm-hmm.
not in the mindset to see those things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, get on different social media, get on Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, delete all the social media apps on your phone and really take that time to lock in.
Yeah.
And you'll start to realize, like, am I really wanting it for myself, or
Mm-hmm.
am I just wanting it because other people in my same age range have it?
Mm-hmm.
And also, like you said, it's just not your time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need to be patient. Sometimes you need to go through different walks of life before, God is able to grant you the things that you want so bad, because you
Mm-hmm.
have to be in the mental capacity of being able to handle it and take care of it. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
If I can't manage $100, what makes you think that I'm gonna be blessed with $100,000?
hello. Not only that, but you gotta clap for people until it's your turn. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one of the biggest ways that we have always stayed blessed,
Mm-hmm.
is we're not fueled by envy, we're fueled by motivation. And
Mm-hmm.
in order to keep that type of positive mindset around you, you have to be around people that are doing better than you. That's just what
Mhm.
works for me. Like I only want to be around people that are doing better than me because I don't have time to be around people who think small at all.
Mhm.
That's not where I'm at in life at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that calls for a lot of, shedding dead skin, and you can listen to some more of that in our previous episode, The Reasons
Mhm.
or a Season.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's funny because I feel like that was the second question.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It definitely went right into that second question, but I kind of reiterate this: the online, just social media
Mm,
perspective is truly the number one way that you can miss out on a lot of the things that you do have going in your real life.
mhm,
Take the time to acknowledge, the things that you've been able to overcome, where you're currently at.
mhm,
It may not be where you want to be,
mhm.
but your ass is at some point. You're at some point. You went from A, now you at B.
Yeah.
I know your ass want to get to Z. There's going to be a lot of points in
Takes
between that,
time.
but be grateful, be humble,
Mhm.
give gratitude when you need to because you went from A to B.
Yeah,
Some people haven't even been able to do that.
yeah. Also acknowledge the fact that, you are living in an answered prayer.
Yeah.
Like each time you want, and you look up and you're like, damn, I actually had everything that I wanted.
Hmm.
And it's good to keep moving the goalposts for yourself.
Yeah.
It's good to not get complacent in,
Hmm.
you know, the the world that you're in and at. But
Yeah.
it's also important to take that time and have a level of gratitude and
Hmm.
take the time to look around you and celebrate your accomplishments.
Absolutely.
Like, the end of the year is coming up, and we do a practice each year, which is
Hmm.
our vision boards. And then we
Hmm.
also do a moment of reflection,
Hmm.
which I'm really excited about because this year has been insane.
It has.
This right here, our podcast, has probably going to be the main thing that I'm celebrating this year.
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
both are
Yeah.
because it was definitely one of those things that we've literally had on our vision board for 2 years in a row.
Years.
2 years in a row. So this is a true testament of your time will come.
Mhm.
Everything will align the way that it's supposed to. The key, patience.
Patience is key. Yeah.
Because had we would have started year one or year two, I don't think we would have been able to have as many effective conversations that we're able to have now because we done experienced so many things in those last 2 years. But it also taught us, different ways to like truly be patient and truly be motivated in that particular season that we were able to step into it.
Absolutely.
So, it I can't stress this enough, but everything will literally happen the way it's supposed to if you just stay patient, stay motivated, and don't let outside distractions deteriorate the dream that you have for yourself.
Yeah.
Because we are true testaments of us being in our own way,
Mhm.
but it truly takes for you to like lock in with yourself, but being able to have a supportive partner or just anybody that's like truly supportive in your circle that see that passion and see like that just drive and desire that you have for you to be successful.
Yeah. Don't wait for people to cheer you on though.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta stay consistent for yourself and realize who you doing it for.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, and I said this before, you're gonna look back at your life one day on your deathbed, and you have to make sure that every moment of your life that you lived out was lived to the fullest capacity. That it's something to be proud of, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a legacy that you've left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Because time on this earth is real limited,
It is.
and that's only if you make it to the end, the
Man,
the supposed end.
man.
But
Like I could just say this. It's a blessing to see 31.
it
And I think I
is.
said this on the last episode. Like, I know people from back at home that didn't even make it to 21
Mm,
or 25. And just being able to have this moment of reflection of, turning a new age each year and things like that. Like, I don't take that shit for granted at all. So I give, praises to the Lord above and just say thank you every day for just being able to wake up. and him being able to instill like just, you know, different skill sets that I can add, to my bag or different perspectives, things like that. Like I'm always appreciative and always, just thankful for those. So
Yeah, you are.
yeah, you
Have
are as well.
thank you. I'm ready for the end of the year to really well, I'm ready for the end of the year for two reasons because I'm ready to get to Mexico and get out of this cold.
Hmm.
But mainly is setting up our vision board for 2026 because I feel like that year right there is going to be unmatched in
Hmm.
so many ways and levels. And I can't wait to be sitting on the same couch at the end of 2026 talking about what 2027 is going to look like.
Hell
So
yeah,
it's going to be a great time.
it is, baby.
So this is your sign to go ahead and get all the supplies for your vision board while you have
Facts.
time. Well, actually, by the time this is airing, it's over with.
Yeah.
I'll say
So,
this because now it's past tense. Y'all still have time to get your vision boards together. So
hmm,
we still have time. It's never too late
it's never
to
too
get your
late.
goals on paper.
Absolutely. That's where it starts. So I'm gonna go ahead and segue us into the next and the last segment here. We're gonna dive into our quotes that sums up the actual episode. For me, my quote was, "What wasn't modeled for us still became our responsibility to learn."
Mm.
For me, being a comprehensive man, knowing how to regulate my emotions, knowing how to have, effective communication, um, just being able to surround myself with the right people was something that I still had the responsibility of learning on my own. And even though it wasn't a model for me, I still had to go out and do it.
Yeah.
And I thank God each and every day for, the different people that have come through my life, the different experiences that I've been able to go through. But above all, being able to take all of that and
Hmm.
mold me into a person that is always learning and that is always, never taking situations for granted.
Yeah.
So
You're doing a phenomenal job. I
thank you,
can't tell
baby.
you how proud I am of you, and I
Mhm.
want to give you your flowers
Thank you.
because you have been one of those people that have never let a situation dictate how you are as a person.
Yeah,
And that takes a lot of work because a lot of
yeah,
people find comfort in being a victim of what they've been through in life.
yeah.
And you are a true testament to never looking like what you're going through
Hmm.
because you're a prime example. Like you have set the standard in the bar. I will never believe anybody else. They're like, "Oh, I'm the way I am because of X, Y, and Z." Like,
Yeah.
no,
Nah.
I've seen my man. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I man, it's definitely one of those things that I don't even know like where it comes from.
Mm,
But I just think, I pay my homage to the Lord above because without that type of like desire and aspiration that I have within my heart, I could fall victim to a lot of, the victim mentalities and things like that. So that's who I truly pay a lot of the homage to
yeah.
because there have been a lot of trials and tribulation moments that could have left me in the mindset of I don't want to do this shit. Like I'm not meant for it.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that. I'm meant for anything that God put me on this earth to do,
Hello.
and I'm gonna get that shit done no matter the circumstances. And like you said, I can't look like what I'm going through
Mhm.
because there's somebody that's probably going through way worse than what the fuck I'm going through. And what I feel is like a hindrance to me may not be a hindrance for that person.
Maybe not, but also take into account that your emotions are still valid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if somebody is going through it worse than you still are allowed that space to go through what you need to go through and get it off
Hmm.
your chest. You're allowed to do that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm very proud of you. It
Thank
kind
you,
of
baby.
brings me though, it's funny because to sum it up for me, and my quote corresponds exactly with what you were saying, which
Mm.
is, your upbringing explains you, but it doesn't excuse you. And that's why I
Mm.
wanted to give you your flowers
Damn.
because
No, I'm always gas your shit up.
because you deserve it. You really do. Like you are the bar
Thank
and
you, baby.
beyond. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see how far you continue to excel. And I can't wait to see your same attributes
Mm,
and how you handle life and situations in our kids. Like, I'm
mm,
so excited to see that on them.
absolutely,
You're
baby.
welcome.
I'm excited to see how the way we both handle those situations. At the end of the day, I'm as strong as you. So us being able to always lean on each other and push each other and like just do a lot of the things as a unit together is like the most, thing that I look forward to through each and every experience that we go through because I'm no longer doing this shit by myself.
Hmm.
I actually have like a true partner and a true significant other that I love dearly that is enduring and going through like these different life challenge or these different life changes with me.
Mm.
And to see us both prevail in each challenge that we faced, like there's no better feeling than that.
There is no better feeling, and it is truly a blessing to have your person. So, you know, for all those that are going through it with situationships and are we talking, are we not? Like, I'm praying for you guys because when I say it is a lovely, calm place to be once you found the person that you're meant to be with, just be patient. That person will come for you.
Absolutely.
And I also want to give a shout out to our parents.
Shout out to the
Shout out to our
peoples that
parents.
made us. We
Yes,
love y'all.
yes, so much because we would not be here.
Facts.
Thank
Facts.
God.
Like we give y'all flowers as well. Like we said
Hmm.
at the beginning, we know that y'all aren't perfect. It took a lot of trial and tribulation for y'all to, go through the things that y'all had to go through, adding children to the mix as well. So
Yeah,
like, there's never a moment where we're not grateful and thankful for the things that y'all have been able to provide for us. We love y'all dearly.
so much.
And we just want to give back to y'all, when we do get to that moment
Oh
of
yeah,
truly just giving back in the reflection of, the sacrifices and the things that we know that y'all had to do for us. So
yeah,
shout out to our parents. We love y'all dearly.
yeah, for sure. It's kind of funny because in last take, you don't realize how much you start to parent your parents.
mm, mm,
You really don't. When it's your parents that call you for advice or for
hmm.
help doing things or, just for
Yeah,
time more than you used to as a kid.
yeah,
Like the roles really reverse, and especially
hmm,
as they, get older, and
yeah,
then you really have to care for them.
yeah.
So the circle of life is insane.
It is.
So, if you're a parent and you're listening to this, do right by your kids so that way your kids want to be in your life. Not because they need to
Mm,
be, it's because they want to be.
hmm. Absolutely. Because it's one thing, yeah, as a parent, you gave birth, but it takes for you to like give that respect and give your child that space that they need because like you said, at the end of the day, it's all about that relationship that you're able to cultivate. And if there isn't like a true relationship and you just still try to like treat your child as if like they're, a baby
Still a
or
child.
still a child when they are a full adult, like they
Yeah.
make their own decisions, like they have, a life if they do things like that, like you can't view them in that light anymore.
Yeah.
Like they are an adult as well.
Hmm.
They're still your child,
Yeah.
but they're an adult. They
Yeah.
have bills and shit that they're paying too. So
Man, living a whole life,
yeah,
a whole life. And
yeah.
I know time flies, and to you, that'll forever be your baby. But also
Hmm.
realize that your baby got a life.
Hmm.
And, you know, it's a lovely thing to still be able to celebrate that life with your parents. So, love your people, love your kids, love your parents, love
Hmm.
y'all. Thank
Always
y'all for tuning in to another episode of.
between
Y'all
us.
can catch us on any platform you could think of. Just Google us. We'll pop up.
Absolutely. YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your
LinkedIn.
podcasts. You feel me? But nah, baby, this was another great episode in the books. I love you so much. Just truly grateful and truly appreciative of being able to share this space with you. Like I said, this shit is like always therapeutic to
It
me. Just
is.
being able to sit here and just discuss like multitude of different things that we've been able to talk about. So
Yeah, for sure.
thank you.
Thank you. I was just thinking because we used to do our monthly date nights where you would plan a date and I would plan a date.
Mhm.
But I think I would rather do this. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, this is so much more fun. I love you so much.
I love you more.
Can't wait to go home and rub our feet together because it's cold as fuck outside.
Absolutely.
So y'all stay warm.
Yep. But until then, we love y'all. We'll see y'all in the next one,
Cut.
man.